wasn't alone. It wasn't until mid-60s that stage people sort of realized that the movies were not only lucrative, but that they were a very important medium. But up to then, it was the stage actor's snobism that it was an inferior medium. It was the illegitimate child of the theater.
And you were offered, am I right, David O. Selznick offered you an extraordinary contract. You were going to star in The Sun Also Rises and Tender Is the Night opposite Jennifer Jones, and you turned it down to take 25 cents for playing Hamlet.
That's correct. Quite right. Somebody said the road less traveled by, and I took it. Well, it was a bit strange because David Selznick's empire was dissolving a little bit, and he was a $1-a-year man by that time, and he did not own the rights to all the works he thought he owned. And so, in a sense, I was right to leave, because it wouldn't have been done with the splendor that he would have produced those movies had I said yes.
But was there some resistance on your part to going from stage to movies at that time?
No, by that time I was getting to be a little hipper about films and kind of getting hungry to be in movies, yeah.
And then you did get a wonderful part, and I wonder if you know this film, and this film really merits a revival shown properly on a huge widescreen in a big theater. The Fall of the Roman Empire, do you remember? Has anybody seen that film? Not enough, we have to educate them. It's a great film, it really is. And you have a really good part as Commodus, the Marcus Aurelius' son, opposite Alec Guinness and James Mason, and magnificent photography and settings. And do you appreciate that film?
Well, particularly the sets, because the sets were created by Colasanti and Moore. Colasanti was a brilliant Italian set designer, and he recreated the Roman, the stadium, the Senate, all those buildings. They were absolutely superbly recreated.
And historically accurate.
Historically accurate. Gore Vidal used to hang around the set all the time and say, my God, I marvel at because Gore was a Roman scholar, and he was out to criticize anyone who did anything about Rome. And it was extraordinary. And for years afterwards, that set was put out in Las Matas outside Madrid, and tourists used to come and pay fortunes of money to see it. And finally they tore it down. I think the set did better than the movie.
but the movie is really good. I saw it recently again. It's spectacular, of a kind that we don't see anymore. A true epic. But at the end of the line, Samuel Bronston, this was near the end of his line as well.
Yes.
Now, you didn't think you were going to get out of here tonight without a brief mention of The Sound of Music.
Well, that was it.
Now, you have expressed a certain amount of disdain, but it's not real. Don't you admire the film for what it is?
Yes. Yes, I do admire the film very much for what it is, and I say so in my book, and I say so in every interview, but some journalists love me to be Peck's bad boy, and I can tell you quite honestly, it was not my favorite role, and the story is not my cup of tea, but at the same time, it was a very well done movie of its kind, and Julie was magnificent in it, and just extraordinary. It was the most human thing she's ever done on the screen. And it was her film, and we've been great friends ever since. But don't tell me that Hamlet isn't better.
Does it disturb you at all that the film is so popular and 50 years from now your name will still be associated with it and you might be remembered above all for The Sound of Music?
Yes, of course it pisses me off!